Hello and welcome to our WIFR FastCast. The winter chill is certainly in full effect here on our Friday. Let's take a look at our hour-by-hour timecast. So, taking a look out there right now, you can see we're currently sitting at about 36 degrees out there, and that unfortunately does look like the warmest that we are going to see here today. However, that is definitely not going to be the main talking point here, certainly when it comes to the weather department. Of course, you can see the precipitation there, a low, small chance. I say don't be surprised for a few snow showers coming up here in the evening hours. And then, of course, as we hit about the 5 o'clock hour there, the temperatures are going to start to drop, bringing with it the cold, the possibility of a few other flurries, as well as some other snow showers there as well. Of course, you can see once we reach the 7 o'clock hour, we're going to break that 30-degree threshold, dropping into the 20s there before, man, oh man, take a look by the time we hit midnight. Yeah, dropping below that 20-degree mark to about 18. You can see we're even reaching 17 there during the 1 o'clock hour. So certainly going to want to make sure that you're bundling up. Lows out there is going to be in the lower teens, and 12 to 15 mile per hour winds from the west could make it feel even colder out there. Now make sure to tune in to our evening shows for our full forecast from our First Alert Weather Center. And of course, now let's turn back to what's making headlines in the state line. The fan favorite Illinois snow sculpting competition at Mississippi Park is postponed. That was going to happen in February. Of course, the Rockford Park District explains a mechanical issue took place during a routine test of the snowmaking equipment, and now RPD must wait for a replacement part in order to make that repair. Man-made snow is preferred by the sculptors because it's a much purer product to work with during the competition. The 40th Annual Illinois Snow Sculpting Competition will take place February 11th through the 14th, and WIFR's Miriam Niesmeyer will have more tonight throughout our evening shows. And 39-year-old Michael McKee is indicted by an Ohio jury on several charges, accused of killing his ex-wife Monique Tepe and her husband in December. McKee is charged with aggravated murder and aggravated burglary while using a firearm suppressor. He also faces 4 counts of aggravated murder and a count of aggravated burglary. He was arrested in Rockford last Saturday and worked at OSF St. Anthony Medical Center. He appeared in court earlier this week and awaits extradition. 50-year-old Roberto Valdez Calixto will spend 19 years in prison after he and 3 others killed a person in Harvard. In 2005, investigators say an argument broke out where the victim was punched and whipped with a belt by one of the suspects. Valdez Calixto and several others left the home, came back, and stabbed the victim during a fight. The victim would die at the scene, and all 4 men were charged with the murder. Valdez Calixto ran from the scene, and an arrest warrant was issued. 2 of the men were sentenced to 18 years in prison in 2007, and the 3rd suspect was sentenced to 3 years. Valdez Calixto was found in Mexico in 2023 and extradited to Illinois. A person is dead following a 2-vehicle crash in Whiteside County Thursday night. The crash happened around 9:21 on Illinois Route 84 near Spring Valley Road. Deputies located 2 vehicles and 3 occupants, all of whom received serious injuries. According to officials, 1 driver died at a nearby hospital. The 2 other occupants are believed to have non-life-threatening injuries. The cause of the crash is currently under investigation. A dog is dead following a house fire Friday morning. First responders were sent to the 900 block of Winfield Court. There was smoke coming from the home and damage to the garage. The garage has severe damage and was deemed a total loss, according to Harlem-Roscoe Fire Chief John Bergeron. Investigators have not said what caused the fire. The former Kishwaukee Elementary School in Belvedere is reportedly up for sale. The school closed in 2013 due to a budget deficit. According to the Boone County Journal, the school site bid starts at $750,000. And WIFR's Nathaniel Langley speaks to former students and families about their thoughts on the sale. He'll also speak with Belvedere District 100 Superintendent about how the process works.
Here in the former Kishwaukee Elementary School in Garden Prairie is up for sale. District 100 out in Belvedere has put the building on the market for at least $750,000. And with it, that's bringing up memories in the community here about their former school. Be sure to tune in later today on WIFR and eventually on WIFR.com as we walk through memory lane and look at what's next.
A dog is lucky to be alive after being stranded in the middle of a ravine. South Beloit and Beloit first responders Tuesday used a banana boat to save a dog in the corner of Sherland Avenue and Frederick Street. WIFR's Bria Walters speaks to one of the firefighters who saved the dog and what the rescue meant to him.
Hello everybody, this is WIFR reporter Bria Walters. I'm outside the Beloit Fire Station 3 where I just spoke to firefighter Owen Frankie about his experience rescuing a dog from a quarry earlier this week. You can watch this in our afternoon shows to hear him talk about his experience doing this and what it meant to him in his training.
YWCA Northwestern Illinois extends its nomination deadline for the 2026 Leader Luncheon Women of Achievement Awards. The extension comes after strong interest and continued requests from the community. There are 6 awards up for grabs, including Business, Mentorship, and Promise. The luncheon is set for March 2nd at Hard Rock Casino, Rockford, and the deadline is now Friday, January 23rd. And it's the perfect time to establish clear goals and make personal financial decisions for a prosperous 2026. Not resolutions, but practices that can help create economic stability with a little effort. Dawn G. had a chance to talk with an executive from one of the major credit bureaus about some moves to make to keep your money straight in 2026.
If you are not where you want to be and you have not reached your financial dreams, it can be overwhelming. But what you need to know is all of it is possible, but you've got to take the first steps to get where you want to be. Let's start with this year.
So our forecast shows that we're going to stay pretty much the same.
Michelle Ranieri is Vice President and Head of U.S. Research and Consulting for TransUnion, one of the 3 nationwide providers of consumer reports. Ranieri says this stability is significant because this could be a signal to the end of what has been called the COVID credit cycle.
So it started off with consumers getting stimulus money and really paying down a lot of credit. But then when they used up that money on vacations and buying things that they weren't able to for a while, they used it up. And we saw delinquencies really go up.
For a happy new year, Ranieri shares tips for a financial strategy in 2026.
Best things that you can do probably right now, especially with interest rates that have been ticking down over this year, is to get a personal loan, like a consolidation loan, to pay off your credit card.
The loan allows you to make a single monthly payment instead of lots of payments to different creditors, while also lowering your overall interest rates. If your credit score is low, that loan may be a little bit more expensive, or you can take a few months to try to build your credit score before you apply for the loan.
The trick, though, is to make sure that you don't run up your credit cards again to the point that they were before so that you don't put yourself in the same place.
Pay attention to your available credit and what percentage of that credit you are using. That is your credit utilization rate. To find your rate, divide your total credit card balances by your total credit card limits.
The higher utilization, it can take points off of your credit score.
As always, Ranieri stresses pay your bills on time. All of your bills, not just your credit cards.
1 day late makes a difference. That's considered not on time. Pay the entire minimum amount.
Pay more if you can. Paying only the minimum on credit cards will keep you in debt longer as the interest will continue to build.
Don't open a whole lot of credit because if you open a lot of credit, it kind of looks like you know something that the credit score doesn't know, like you're about to lose a job or something big is coming up that you need a financial net for.
In this new year, take advantage of decreasing interest rates when you can.
So if they have an auto loan or a mortgage that's a higher interest rate, as those come down, chase it and refinance. If you have to refinance more than once, go ahead and do it.
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Create or update your budget. You've probably heard it a million times. Identify where your money is going. Figure out what do you really want, what do you need, and then cut back on the rest. Build an emergency fund. An emergency is something that will happen when you least plan for it. So plan for it. Car breaks down, illness, job loss, be ready. Pay down high interest debt. This debt builds fast and it costs the most. helping you make ends meet. I'm Dawn G.
And those stories and more will be coming up in our shows this afternoon and this evening at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Of course, make sure to download our WIFR app on your TVs at home. We're available on Amazon TV, Roku TV, and Apple TV as well. And then, of course, we'd also like you guys to download our WIFR News app on your smartphones at home. I'm going to leave this QR code up here for just a quick second so that you guys can scan this if you are watching maybe from a computer or from those TVs at home. But, of course, we also have our WIFR First Alert Weather app that we'd also like for you guys to download. These are two separate apps, so I'm going to leave this QR code up here for just a second. All you got to do is just pull out your camera app on your smartphone and scan this here. And then, of course, once you do download both of these apps, we're going to want you guys to hit allow notifications. Those little alerts that are going to pop up there right on your home screen and also pop down from the top of the screen. All you got to do is just click on those little alerts right there, and that should bring you to the latest updated article on either our First Alert Weather app or on the WIFR News app. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you here in a little over 10 minutes or so for WIFR News First to 4 with Sydney Stoffregan. Thanks for watching.